And now, because we all deserve it, a lecture from Father Amos O'Toole, pastor of Our Lady of Eternal Torment. Now, Father O'Toole.
Aye, thank you, Martin. You're a fine specimen of a man, an inspiration to us all, lad. Aye, and you still have the smooth loins of a young altar boy. Tut, no, that's not what I be here to be talking about. I want to discuss with you, lads, about your behavior here at Ginny Springs. Sure, and it's a fine thing to gather with other men out in the woods. But you laddies, aye, you're a shameful lot. Look at yourselves. A bunch of sodden drunkards, sitting around a campfire, stewing in your own fetid juices. Aye, the shame of it, all of you. Filling your guts with cheap whiskey and beer, gorging yourselves on meat and profanity, injecting yourselves with God knows what kinds of sinful narcotics. Aye, mark my words, you'll all rot in hell for your riotous behavior. Look at you. Aye, you're a sad sight. Your bloodshot eyes and bloated stomachs. For shame, laddies, for shame. And some of you ought to know better. You there, Steve Del Giorno. Sit up straight when I'm talking to you, Mr. Del Giorno. Have you no shame? Spending all week robbing people of their hard-earned money, selling them useless insurance policies. Hey, and then coming up here to debauch in the woods with your drunken friends. You were brought up better than that, laddie. And you there, little Stevie Watts. Hey, what has happened to you, laddie? You were once a fine altar boy, but you've turned out a broken degenerate. Why can't you be more like your brother Bobby? Now, there's a fine spectacle of a man, upstanding, with a lovely wife and children, and his cigars and his golf playing. Pure manly activities. I suppose you brought him with you on this trip just to drag him down to the same gutter level as yourself. I don't let it happen to you, Bobby. Pack up your duff and be off with you as soon as you can fly away. There's nothing here for you but trouble and heartbreak. And Stephen, what's this terrible news I hear of you consorting with some woman from South America, Stephen? They're heathen women, Mr. Watts. And truly insatiable in their animal appetites. But then, I suppose, that's the kind of filthy activity that you'd enjoy. And you three there in the back. Don't hide from me, laddies. I can see the hangdog look on your faces. You there, Roger Bates, Jeff Kean, Michael Stone, or is it Moe, Larry, and Curly? The Bottle Brothers. Come all this way to drink yourselves into a filthy stupor, have you, and piss in your britches. The three of you won't be getting an easy penance when you come into my confessional. I'll have you saying the rosary till the cows come home, mark my words. And who else is it I see sitting out here before me? Oh, could it be my old altar boy, Frank Ganley? Laddie, look at yourself. You'd be breaking your poor sainted mother's heart if she could see you now. And you, a product of a fine Catholic upbringing, going to Mass every Sunday, lad. Oh, you've fallen on heathen ways, Mr. Ganley. And don't smirk at me, young man, or I'll come over there and give you the taste of the back of me hand. Wipe off that smile, Mr. Ganley, or I'll have you laughing out of the other side of your face. And what is it you're doing for a living these days, Mr. Ganley? Oh, and it's a golfer you are, a golfer. Your poor parents, they must be tearing their hearts out with grief to see what you have come to. Consorting with common gamblers and whiskey drinkers. You'll be caddying for the devil in hell, laddie. You'll be putting with a red-hot poker, mind my words. A golfer, indeed. What kind of an honest job is that for a man to have? You'll be teeing off with Satan's penis in the next world, Frankie, me lad. And look at the rest of you. Drunken sots, fornicators, sodomites. How many of you left your good wives and families behind in order to come here and carouse in your sinfulness? Look at you. The stink of whiskey floats over this whole camp like a black cloud. For shame, laddies, for shame. Can you not think of anything but your own blasted inebriation, lads? I can't help but shed a tear for all your loved ones waiting patiently back home by the fireside, while Daddy and his scurvy friends drink themselves into an animal stupor. What kind of a life is this, laddies? Is this any way to live, I ask you? I heard that. Which one of you filthy buggers said yes? Was that you, Ganley? Or maybe it was that snotty-nosed little Mikey Johnson. Hey, you've always had a bad attitude, Mr. Johnson. Hey, and you'll be playing Beelzebub's drum set in hell if you keep it up. And perhaps it was little Bradley Ware. I see you, Mr. Ware, you filthy fornicator. You with your smutty pictures, and your incessant masturbating. Maybe you want to show everybody the calluses on your hands from the constant whacking at your penis. Leave it alone, Mr. Ware. It's going to fall off one of these days. Aye, go ahead and laugh, all the rest of ye. You'll think it's real funny when the bunch of you are whacking your weenies around the devil's campfire. Aye, and with all the jerking and spurting going on, it's a wonder you haven't put out your own campfire before now. Tut, you're a shameful lot. Now remove your hands from your penises. Now, I tell you. And what in the name of the Holy Father is this I hear about you boys shooting up with marijuana? Aye, have you taken leave of your senses, laddies? What's next? You'll be smoking that heroin and running around as naked as jaybirds till they come and cart you off to the funny farm. Oh, laddies, 'tis a shameful exhibition to be sure. And stop your laughing, Mr. Ganley. You'll be the first one they come for. Oh, there must be one or two of you still fit for salvation. Aye, there's little Johnny Argarius. A fine figure of a lad, even for a filthy Protestant. Johnny, of all the people who might be able to show these lads the error of their ways, it might be you, Johnny. Aye, and isn't that a shame, that it would take a fallen-away Presbyterian like yourself to lead these sinners to the path of righteousness? Aye, these are cursed times indeed. Now that I'm thinking about it, the rectory could use a new big-screen TV and maybe a wee VCR. Aye, and I know you're a generous man, Johnny, even for a slobbering anti-papist Methodist. And if you could find it in your heart to perhaps pass on a wee bit of the green, I might mention your name to the ladies in the Altar and Rosary Society, and they might say so a few prayers for your pagan soul. As for the rest of you slobbering gobs of sinfulness, I can barely stand to look at you. No shame among you whatsoever. And not oh, Jesus, Mary, and the Pope, and the Vatican, can it be? Oh, this is too much for my old heart. It's the Arnone brothers, Andrew, Anthony. Oh, Lord, have mercy on us all. How is it that you've fallen in with this band of sodomites, lads? Oh, Holy Mother of God, I feel faint. Look at the two of you. Oh, Lord, it must be breaking poor Mother Arnone's heart to see you in this condition. Then the two of you. But wee lads, you had a fine Catholic education, and now you come to this. Anthony Arnone, stand up straight when I talk to you, laddie. I should have known years ago that this was how you'd turn out. I should have realized if I heard about that episode of you chucking oranges at that poor horse's erection that you'd come to no good. Aye, and what is it you're doing for a living these days, laddie? Aye, scrubbing out toilets and picking up after the rich Protestants like Argarius. And Andrew, oh, you had the finest voice in the choir, laddie. Now I hear you howling at god-awful rock and roll in nightclubs, singing songs with curse words like shit and fuck. What kind of a song is that, laddie? A fuck song indeed. Hey, hey, you'll be fucking the devil's sphincter in hell, lad. Aye, you're all cursed, the lot of you. You'll be dancing round the devil's campfire, mark my words. And that's all I've got to say to you. I don't see any hope here. Beelzebub's got you by the balls, laddies. The shame of it that it's all come to this. Now, down on your knees, laddies. I give you me blessing, and you're all Catholics now. Aye, and all this talking has given me a powerful thirst. So I'm supposing that a wee drop of your filthy corn liquor is all I could get to drink. So it'll have to do. Aye. Then before I leave, I want to see little Bradley Ware in my tent. I want to be talking to you about your sinful masturbation, laddie. Maybe I can teach you a trick or two. Now, the rest of you go. And think about what I've had to say here, and give up your sinful ways. Amen.
Attention.